the slide. Okay, so let me introduce myself first. I am Wanasak. You can call me Erk. I'm the pre-sales consultant from the Sangfor Technology Thailand. So today, for my session is to introduce about the Sangfor. In case that you guys, some of you guys doesn't know about who is the Sangfor and what we have. So okay, let's get started. Sangfor was established on the 2000s, and we keep doing the solution on the IT industry that you guys already know that is very fast changing in the market, and Sangfor is still standing in the industry without the any interruption for the solution to serving our customer. Okay, this is our mission. As you can say that is the sentence. As the full sentence is make your digital transformation more simpler and secure. This is two wording that you may realize that for the Sangfor product that may be innovation. For our innovation, our software, our solution, anything that Sangfor build it to serving our customer, that this should keep this two wording, this simple and secure, to help them to fast going on the digital transformation. Okay, Sangfor since the start from the 2000, Sangfor start with only 3 staff. Now, as now is we have the much more than 9,000 employees staff that are working in our whole company. And as you can see here, this is the whole Sangfor teams. You can see but for the most of the proportion on the Sangfor staff is almost 40% is working in the R&D department. That means because of Sangfor, we do things that the innovation and the technology will always come first. And the next one is for the sales, the marketing, and also the customer service is 20% of all staff. Okay, Sangfor have more than 60 global branch, including the many country in the Asia Pacific regions. So I'm from Thailand, right? We also have the many big branch. Our headquarters is located in the Shenzhen at China. We also have the Malaysia team, and Vietnam, Philippines. So many in the Asia Pacific region. That means Sangfor do responsible so many customer that we are seeing about the solution to match with the Asia Pacific customer. Okay, Sangfor is also the leading. Maybe you can think that Sangfor is building some technology. Maybe is many first, like maybe have the world first, third generation of the ACI. That's Louis. Maybe Louis will presentation to you guys after my session. The world first, the converge between the next-gen firewall and WAF in the one box. So and also the many innovation that Sangfor has built on our own patent that more than 2000. Okay, and for the product software, we will release the new product every 1 or 2 years, and also the software version. That means the Sangfor is keep doing to develop our product and the solution to match with the customer requirements. Sangfor is a leading vendor in China, because our headquarters is located at China. So we have so many top one, and also not more than top 3 product that serving in the China market right now, as you can see in the slide. Okay, let me brief the security solution to you guys first. Maybe just to introduce some solution that Sangfor security that can serving your customer if have some requirements, some pain point at your customer. So I will start with the next generation firewall that I ever tell you guys in the previous slide about the uh, have the ability for the next generation firewall plus with the next generation WAF plus with the SD-WAN in only one box. That means just only one appliance can serve the many requirements of the customer. Also, we also recognize as the top grade performance for the even for the firewall or the endpoint secure. We also for the firewall we testing with the cyber rating the ONSS lab organization, and the endpoint secure that we also send the product to test with the AV test organization. Also, we also get the perfect score. So the key point for the on each product is you can see in the slide here. On the firewall, I already did talk about that. On the endpoint secure, that you can see that the endpoint protection on the firewall that have the ability for of the EPP and the EDR in the single agent can help customer to collect the risk assessment, the vulnerability assessment, can protect the ransomware with the solution, the honeypot, and also ransomware recovery features with the built-in AI, and also working with the threat intelligence. Okay. For the next one is I will talking about the cyber command, the network detection and response product that give the customer the full visibility of their organization, and then can after the visibility they can detecting and do the automate response from the cyber command product that can help customer to mitigate the incident, the cyber security incident at their company. Okay. Actually, I understand for the some organization of the customer maybe have some pain point about the security, right? As I told you, it's just an example for our security solution that we can serve to our customer. Maybe once your customer no have the any idea about the how to improve the security in their organization, and you know that Sangfor have some the security solution, right? We have the small. I mean just we start from the very small product and the solution until we build the improve the whole construction of the security center to help customer to keep improve and continuous improvement about the security construction. Start with the network, the endpoint, the connection, the human, the AI machine learning to help them and continuous improve about the security capability of their organization. This is the explanation a bit about the each product Sangfor can help on the each ability. I don't tell too much about this slide. Okay. So this is just a simple animation that I can recap to you about the previous slide, right? Okay. Yeah, here you can start with the number one, the NSF, the firewall. Just and later that you can improve with the endpoint security, and then add on with the advanced authentication and the access control with the IAG, and then with the cyber command you can help your customer to improve the whole security construction. This is example that when the some of the staff at your customer got infected from somewhere I don't know, anywhere. The ability of the solution is to respond to that malicious guys, to quarantine they out, and then to mitigate the incident that may happen, maybe become to the big incident in the future. But with Sangfor security solution, we can mitigation of the incident already with the automate response from our solution. Okay, not just only security product and the solution. Sangfor also thinking about the service, the operation, the customer operation. because sometimes our customers think that after I buy Sangfor that no one know how to manage, no one know how to get consult with the incident happen at their size. So the answer is Sangfor also have some service, some professional service that can help customer. This in the slide is just for the example for our services that we call the cyber guardian service. The SCG is the managed detection and response service to serve to our customer to help them to monitoring about the security threat 24 by 7 at their customer infrastructure. So the SCG team will provide the security expert to help customer to monitoring and detecting and respond with the threat that may happen in the organization. This is just for the good service from us. Okay, for the service, it should be simple talk like is from the Sangfor team, right? We have the cloud platform that customer can access to maybe to see the information that what the Sangfor team, the Cyber Guardian team doing, and how the Cyber Guardian team can help them to mitigation the security incident happen in the organization. Okay, not only the Cyber Guardian, the managed detection and response services, we also have other kind of the service to serve our customer. Even the pre-incident that we have the MTR service to do some kind of the health check on their environment, organization environment, and have the Sangfor incident response services to help customer to find the real root cause of the incident happen. That is a good one, and we provide many IR to help our customer to find and keep them to know that is would how to prevent this incident in the future. Okay, let me conclusion about the Sangfor security business. As I told you, right, we have so many security products and also the services to serve to our customer, and maybe in your future customer also Sangfor. With Sangfor, the security solution, you can help your customer to close the gap or to build the security center at your customer as well as the service. ครับ Okay, for the cloud product solution, I not talking too much because today we have the HCI session with the Luis. So we have in brief we have the 4 cloud solution for the IMD customer that HCI we will talking in today's session. And also we have the VDI to serve the customer that maybe have some requirement to work from anywhere solution, to find the work from anywhere solution, or just find some solution that to replace their IT operation, the IT traditional PC or something to let the IT more easier to operation and maintenance for your user desktop. Okay, we also have the unified storage solution is a quite good one for the unify all the type of the storage and unify with the just only one product that can serve with the multiple type of the file system, even is the file storage, the block storage, or the object storage. Okay. Yes, it's just a simple animation again about the how to start with the Sangfor in our cloud journey, right? Maybe you can think that customer have the x86 server that have and required to use so many feature that Sangfor can serve today with the compute storage network and the security with the Sangfor HCI is just the first step can provide to your customer to more easier and much more simple the solution. Okay. Uh, Now it's not just the only for the ACI solution. Maybe we talking about the hybrid cloud solution that Sangfor can serve to the customer and build the customer their own cloud infrastructure, the whole cloud infrastructure in the big picture. So later, once the if customer needs require to use the large capacity that I already told you that we have the A store, right? Can integration working with our ACI as the storage or the backup repository for our ACI and serve can unify many the storage type for the customer to using it. Yes, this is the Sangfor hybrid cloud solution overview that maybe your customer is just confused how to develop the cloud infrastructure solution with the Sangfor. So just easily to tell them that Sangfor have the small solution for the cloud. We start with only 2 nodes, right? And on the software, we can serve the many virtualized technology like the compute, the virtualized storage, the virtual network, and virtual security. Even though the container system that can help the customer or the VDI and unify the storage, the built-in backup, the DR to close the gap of the business continuity, have the unified management. Even customer have so many clusters, so you just manage in the just one console and provide the service to their end user in the organization with just only one console to configuration and operation. And we can provide service, many service with many kind of the service, even though the customer is from the healthcare, the manufacturing, the government, the education, or the enterprise like the FSI. Okay. Okay. This is just the most ready framework of the Sangfor whole big picture solution because if the customer require more about the security and the build the whole hybrid cloud and make it more secure, the Sangfor have the XDDR framework to help them to secure more on the infrastructure, even though the network or the cloud. We have the so many kind of the security product that can seamless integration and work as the same synergy platforms that we call the XDDR, the extended detection, defense, and response. Even the customer have the branch, the small branch, the big branch, and so many branch, we can have the solution to serve to the customer and help them to much more simple and secure to their infrastructure, to IT infrastructure. Okay, this is the example. I just give the example for the requirement for the industry mapping that if you come to your customer and have some the pain point about the maybe regulatory, the compliance, the ransomware, they got the ransomware attack in the past recent month, how we can propose the same for solution that I already have some easy the solution to serve to your customer as here. For the compliance, you can provide our solution to close to helping them to comply for the regulatory and the compliance for the improve the security to build some SOC that we also have that kind of the solution to protect the ransomware. If they concern too much on the ransomware, we also have the many kind of the solution and as well as the security service that we can provide to your customer also. The last one is about if they need to upgrade their environment or the infrastructure that, as you know already, we have the hybrid cloud solution, right? That may be combined with so many high-tech technology or the can serve them to build some the fast system, the high performance and so simple and secure solution for for the customer infrastructure. Okay, is another point that we Sangfor can provide to even the partner, the Sangfor partner or the customer is about the technical support that we have so many big team that helping about the post-sale support to the customer because we have the center that support 24 by 7 to our customer that can speak with the customer in the English, and even though the local language if possible we can have to helping them about the fast response to our customer. Yes, another valuable service is come from our R&D team also because R&D team is develop the new software. Maybe some customer is expected the issue they face the issue from the software issue or the advanced technical problem. We can have our R&D that support on that kind of the situation also with the our dedicated because we have the dedicated R&D team to help our support team. Okay, thanks for now. We can say that all around the whole global customer that using Sangfor right now is much more than 100,000. And as you can see here, we have the many big enterprise and global Fortune 500 that using the Sangfor product and the solution, even though the government, the universities, the banking, the big enterprise, the ISP, they choosing Sangfor to helping them to improve the infrastructure and the security improvement on their organization that can prove that the Sangfor is a already proved solution that can serve to our customer because I believe that in the sum of the guys in the webinar here know the Gartner, right? The Gartner is a world most the reputation market research that they do many report, right? And the Sangfor have so many product that in the no at Gartner in the Gartner report, also the Magic Quadrant report. And you can check in the maybe online website of the Gartner that we have the Gartner peer insight review of the many customer feedback about the Sangfor security or the cloud solution. This is some very important for us about the feedback from our customer. Okay, for my session is almost finished, but uh, I think maybe Luis will go next to me, right? Hello, Luis.
Hello, yes.
Okay. Okay. So I will pass to the Luis to present about our HCI in advance for you guys to know more about the Sangfor HCI and how Sangfor HCI can help your customer to improve the infrastructure. ครับ Okay, Luis, I will sending the session to you. ครับ Thank you everyone.
All right, thank you.
Thank you ค่ะคุณเอิร์ธ Good Luis, are you ready?
Yeah, let me share my screen first.
Okay.
Okay.
If everyone have any question during the webinar, please feel free ask in the chat box or Q&A box ค่ะ Okay next part to คุณ Lewis ค่ะ
Okay. All right. Yeah, can you guys see my screen?
Yes
Okay. All right. Okay, so yeah, let me do some briefly introduction for this section. So for this section, we'll talk about what is actually Sangfor HCI solution, the hyperconverged infrastructure. All right, what is a concept, and then on top of this solution, what is the function that we can provide to our customer, and also helping our customer to increase their performance, and also the reliability of the application which is running on top of our HCI and other function lah. Okay. So if let's say during the section or after the session you have any questions, so feel free to ask the questions lah. All right. Okay. So yeah, so this will be the agenda for this part, this section. So what is the pain point that people are using? Why they want to move to the HCI, and then because of in the market, a lot of the people they are actually using the three-tier architecture. So what is actually the challenges of the three-tier architecture, and how actually Sangfor able to help on this architecture? And then second part, which is on Sangfor technology, what is the HCI solution that we can provide? And then on top of the solution, what is the function that we were able to provide as well? Okay. All right, so for the first part, what is actually the challenges on the traditional architecture? So basically in here, you can see that this is the three-tier architecture. So three-tier is actually meaning that you have your server, okay? And then you have your storage network, and then come to the storage infra. So this one we so-called a three-tier architecture, which is very common in every customer data center, okay? So what is the challenges on this? The first, you actually can see that the connectivity. All right, because you can see that three-tier architecture means that the server will connect to the external storage. All right, so when the connection to the external storage, so it maybe is running on 10G or maybe more than that. But during the peak hour, all the virtual machine trying to perform some read-write access or query some data, it will go through the link, okay, between the server and also the storage. So the link will become congested. It might be one of the bottleneck when there is a lot of the application trying to access. So some of the user might facing, or some of the application might facing application slowness. So it might be causing by the link connectivity between the server and also storage. There's a bottleneck here. All right. So it's something like an example, like when we having the holiday, right? A lot of the car is actually inside at the highway. So you might take longer time when you travel from one part to another part during the holiday, because the holiday is a peak hour, everyone is trying to utilizing the highway. So it's actually quite similar concept like this way. Okay, during the peak hour, all the application trying to access, so here will become congest. So these are the first challenges. So the second challenges will be single point of failure, because all the storage will be shared by different server or multiple server. So let's say the storage is going down, then all the application will be not able to access as well. So there is a single point of failure. Not to say this kind of the architecture not good, it's also able to solve the single point of failure and also the bottleneck, but you need to implement a lot. Like let's say you want to increase the like eliminate the bottleneck, you need to invest a lot in your storage network. Maybe from 10G, you need to move to maybe 40G, 25G, something like that. And storage, because of the single point of failure, you might need to invest another set of storage in here. So which will make the entire architecture become costly and also complex. So user is very hard to manage and maintain the entire infra. All right. So this will be the challenges for the traditional architecture. So for the second part, how we actually helping the customer to perform to implement this HCI solution. So HCI is actually mainly to perform the data center consolidation. All right. So we consolidate from the traditional architecture, like in here we have 5 tier. You have your including the previous 3 tier. So you have the networking layer, you have your security layer, and then with server storage, you have 5 tier in here lah. So what HCI doing is we consolidate this much tier into a single tier. All right. So the first thing we perform the consolidation, which is on the server and storage portion. Okay. So you can see that this is the HCI infra, the HCI architecture. So we consolidate the server and storage into one single infra, okay, one single platform. So this is the HCI infra, and we are using the clustering concept. So let's say in this example, you have three appliances, the three HCI infra in here. So we actually will, these three infra will become a cluster, and all the resources will be combined together, okay? So let's say in this HCI infra, you're having compute power like 10 core, 10 core, and 10 core. So in this HCI cluster, you can enjoy 30 core. Okay, so we actually is gather up all the resources they are having inside the server, become one single resources pool. So not only the core, like we also combining the RAM and also the storage into one single component. In one single platform. And then for this HCI architecture, we also support the scale out capability. So let's say in the customer data center, for now they only require maybe 3 server. So their business will be keep growing. So the 3 server might not able to support their business growing. So how to perform the expansion? So customer, they just need to buy another one more server in here. So it able to add in inside the existing cluster to perform the expansion. All right. So for this kind of the expansion, there is actually no any downtime for the customer. So they no need to worry about whether when I perform the expansion, is it any downtime. Okay. So this is the HCI infra. So for Sangfor HCI solution, we actually trying to do more consolidation for the customer. So like this is a common HCI architecture. So this is Sangfor HCI solution. So we consolidate the networking and also the security into one single platform. Okay. So how we actually perform all this consolidation? So thanks to our 4 major components inside the HCI. All right. So we have this ASV, which is a compute virtualization. We have the HA, DRS, DRX, all is actually come from this ASV module. So we have this storage virtualization ASAN module, which is able to combining all the storage in all the storage resources in every single server into one single resources pool. Okay. So we also able to perform those kind of the data redundancy. Okay, we are using the replica concept, 2 replica or 3 replica, depends on requirement, the business requirement from your customer side. And then we also have this networking virtualization and security. So as a previous section, we're talking about we're not only providing the cloud infra, we're also providing a security solution for the customer. So for Sangfor, we are talking about it's a ecosystem. So all the security solution, we are actually able to virtualize it and put inside the HCI. So there is it's something like we can achieve to provide the additional protection for your virtual machine they are hosting inside our HCI lah. So basically, this is the 4 major component for our HCI, the basic component lah. Okay, so if let's say you want to have more understanding on what is actually all these components we are doing, so maybe I can take the VMware as an example. Maybe you guys are more familiar with the VMware. All right. So for the ASV actually is referring to the VMware vSphere and also the vCenter. Okay, under this ASV module. So for the ASAN, it's actually referring to their vSAN technology. Okay, it's quite similar. And then the ANET is actually referring to their NSX technology. Okay. And then the ASEC will be Sangfor proprietary solutions lah. Okay. So this is the solution for the HCI. So for your information, all our software licensing, the basic license, which is the ASV, ASAN, and ANET, is actually a socket-based license. So which is we are not counting the core license. So which means that you can invest very powerful server, but you're still paying the same software license because we are based on the socket base. We won't care about how much processor, how much core you are using. We just calculate on the number of processor in a single server. So for example, like let's say the HCI minimum starting node will be 2 server. Each of the server you have maybe 2 processor. So total you just need to require purchase 2 ASV, 2 ASAN, and 2 NET for each server lah. Okay, and then our license, we are the perpetual license, not the subscription. Okay, so this is our licensing part. Okay, So next, move on to our Sangfor HCI solution. What is the function and feature we can provide on top of this platform? So basically, for our Sangfor HCI, we are based on 4 concepts to design our solution. First one will be ease to use. We're trying to lower down the learning curve for the customer, because if let's say your customer previously is using other vendor solution, when they move to another vendor solution, some of the customer will worry about, is it the learning curve will be higher, will be longer. But for Sangfor, our concept is actually simpler. Okay, simple, make IT simple. So actually, our solution, the first thing, we try to make the entire solution easy to use. And then secondly, which is the reliability. Because for your customer to hosting the application inside our HCI platform, the first thing is like we need to ensure the SLA. Okay, the SLA of the application. And then after that will be the performance, how to increase the performance for the application. And then lastly, which is on the protection for the application or the virtual machine. So basically, we will base on these 4 components to design our solutions, these 4 concepts to design our solution. So we move on to the ease to use. So for the user or the operation team to manage the entire infra, we are providing is a web-based management console for the customer. So this is the exact dashboard you can expected to see in our Sangfor HCI. All right. So this is a web-based management console, and then this is the main dashboard for our HCI. So from here you can see that this dashboard that actually consists of 3 parts. On the left-hand side, you actually can see that this is the resource monitoring center. So you always can, the operation team can always to monitor how much resource has been utilized and how much resource remaining in their data center. All right. Because if let's say the resource is not sufficient, it might affect their business, or they are not able to create more virtual machine inside. So in here, they can monitor how many CPU usage and memory as well. If let's say one of the module, the utilization is very high, so it able to like expand it in advance lah. Like memory, they can just like add more RAM inside the server, or storage, they can slot in the new hard disk, or let's say the CPU is the utilization of the CPU is very high, so they can arrange to add a new server inside the cluster. Okay, and then on the right hand side, we have the alarm center. So because of the HCI, we actually consolidate a lot of the component inside the single platform. So but inside our alarm, we actually based on different component to present to the customer. Like let's say the hardware, is there any hardware issue? So we will have the hardware alarm, VM alarm, network function virtualization, the security alarm, and other component lah. So this is the alarm center also provided inside our platform. Okay. So in the middle section, so this one we so-called a clustering management. Some of your customer, you might have the DC and DR, more than one data center lah, because they want to have the business continuity plan, right? DC, and then if let's say DC down, they will have another cluster for their DR. So in Sangfor solution, we can use one single console to manage 2 different clusters. Okay, so customer, they no need to have like 2 different platform or 2 different management console to manage. All right, all management done in one single console. And then for your information, this management console, we also can coexist with the vCenter. So let's say your customer existing using the VMware, when they adopt our Sangfor solution, we actually can use our Sangfor HCI console, integrate with their vCenter, then we can manage the VMware environment inside our HCI platform as well. Okay, so this is the something like the add-on point for your customer, add-on function for your customer lah. Right? So next come to our networking virtualization. So our concept for the networking virtualization is what you draw is what you get virtual topology. So when the virtual machine has been created inside the HCI, so how you actually make it online in your environment. So you just need to drag the virtual machine in here. Okay, and then we move, drag it and drop to here and use the link connectivity to connect all the virtual machine to your network. Okay, so this topology is actually not the simulation, right? It's the real environment. So real environment means that, let's say I delete the line in here. Okay, I delete the line between the virtual distributed switch and also the virtual machine, which means that the virtual machine is disconnected from your network. Okay, so it's something like the action is like you virtually pull off the cable from the switch Okay, so the virtual machine will be disconnected. So let's say you want to connect back, you just use the line and then draw and attach to the switch, then the virtual machine will be connected and online. So this is actually how we operate on our network. Instead of operate, we actually is giving you something like a visibility and also some visualization on how your data center network will be looking. Okay. So you also can design multiple topology. So let's say in your data center, you have a DMZ zone, you have a testing zone or development zone. So you can define multiple topology inside the HCI to isolate and segmentize the segment. Okay. So other than the distributed switch, we also have our security virtualization like this virtual firewall and also virtual application load balancer. So let's say these three applications require some protection. So because it's quite critical, right? So we actually can deploy a virtual firewall in between. So whenever traffic they are accessing to the virtual machine or the virtual machine trying to going outside, you will actually filter by this firewall. So this firewall is actually not a port-based firewall, it's a layer 7 firewall. So we can provide up to we can provide like the IPS, APT, and also the WAF protection towards the virtual machine. Okay, so this one is our NFV, network function virtualization, which is one of our unique function compared to the other other hypervisor or other virtualization technology. Okay, and then we also able to provide some real-time traffic in the topology. So let's say you want to know like this virtual machine, how much bandwidth has been consumption, it will have the real-time in and out traffic showing in here. Okay. Next, we also providing some holistic business review tools for our customer. So this is the dashboard you're also able to see inside our HCI. So the dashboard is actually consists of three parts. Okay, hardware will be the foundation because everything, all the software will be installed inside the hardware. All right, so we will able to perform some hardware health check. Okay, like the CPU, whether it's underclocking, overheating, or let's say the hard disk whether have any back sector or the performance is dropping, we will notify the user as well. So if let's say anything happen, it will come out like this orange color lah. Okay. For more information, for more details information, so you will see like this way, every single disk inside the server will be able to perform the health check, and then it will able to show whether have any back sector, whether the performance is dropping. So we also will provide some description and also solution. Let's say there is some error in a certain component, so the user can take it as a reference to solve the issue. Okay, so this is more on the hardware portion. So other than the hard disk, you also can have the SSD health checking, like the NIC cards, memory, and also CPU. So this is the hardware health check has been built in inside our HCI. All right. And then for the other perspective, we're also able to health check the entire platform, see whether the resources is it overloading, okay, whether the data, the storage data replication is performing. So it will show like this way. So up to the business level, which is on the VM itself. So we were able to perform whether the VM, the backup is taking effect or other function lah. Okay. So we also able to provide some comprehensive reporting tools for the customer. So this reporting, we actually can generate based on different perspective. Let's say I am a server administrator. Okay, I'm more handling on the server portion, the hardware portion. So we actually can generate a hardware reporting. It's something like we can generate a yearly review on the hardware. So let's say I want to know within this year how much usage inside the server. Okay, is it the CPU is very high? Is it the RAM is not enough? So we can generate a report, a hardware report. So the hardware team, they actually can present the report and show to the management, our hardware is very heavy now. We need to increase the resources, expand it to lower down the resources. Okay, so if let's say there is an application team, so the application team, they want to know whether a particular virtual machine, what is the usage. So we can based on the virtual machine, okay, we generate a virtual machine report. So it will show how the usage inside the virtual machine. Is it the CPU with this spec is sufficient for the business? Let's say I'm assigning 4 core. Is it the 4 core is sufficient for the virtual machine? So the report will also showing that. Okay. So we have a different perspective and also different view of the report can be presented to the different role and also department. So we also able to provide a unified management platform inside our HCI. Okay, so like we have a platform, we can this is our HCI platform. We also can use the platform to manage the VMware. Okay, to coexist with the VMware and provide a single management console for the customer. So let's say your customer, they're having some workload inside the AWS. We also can use our platform to integrate with AWS, so your customer able to monitor the usage of the EC2 and then to power on the EC2 or create a EC2. All right, so we provide a unified management platform for the customer data center. Next, come to the high performance. So normally the VM performance will be coming from the what kind of the disk you are using. Okay, either you are using the normal hard disk, SAS disk, or even the SSD. So the disk type you are using, it will affect the application performance. The read write will affect the performance. So in our HCI, the ASAN technology we are using is a hybrid disk architecture. So people will talking about in the people are talking about, like, let's say I want to have a very high performance, so they will go for full SSD. But the thing is that SSD, there is a drawback inside SSD. The first thing is the lifespan is very short. Okay, and then the capacity for a single disk also quite small. So for Sangfor, we are using is a hybrid disk concept. Not to say the performance will be better than the full flash, but you will also can ensure the performance for the application. So hybrid disk means that we are using two types of the disk, SSD and also the hard disk. All right. SSD will for the caching purpose. Hard disk is for the data storing purpose. Okay. So all the disks inside the storage, all the disks inside the server, we will combine together and become one single storage pool. Okay. And then inside this ASAN technology, we have data tiering technology. Okay. So we have 7 tier inside our ASAN. So the top one will be the hot data, bottom one will be the cold data. Okay. So we have our algorithm to monitor how frequent the data being to access. If let's say the data is very frequent to be accessed, then we will place the data inside the SSD. So when the user they access the data, it's actually accessed from the SSD lah. So the performance will be higher. So if let's say the data is not so frequent to be accessed, or we need to store the data inside the for the long-term period, then the data will be stored inside the hard disk lah. So it is considered like the cold data. Okay. Okay, so this is our concept. We maximize the performance using the SSD, and where the capacity is using by the HDD. So if let's say your customer, there is a requirement like, I want to have a full flash data store. I don't want to use any hard disk. Is it possible? Can be done inside our HCI? So yes, that is possible. So this is one of our unique function as well. We can support to deploy 2 data store in one single cluster. So meaning to say that in one single HCI cluster, we can have 2 ASAN. All right. One ASAN is running on hybrid disk. Another ASAN is running on full flash. Okay. So most of the hypervisor or the virtualization technology, they only support one data store in one single cluster. So if let's say they want to have another data store, they need to invest another set of the cluster and then to deploy another data store. But for Sangfor, we can have 2 data store in one single cluster. All right. So you can have full flash data store for your critical or performance hunger application. So you can run on top of the full flash. For those kind of the application, they require higher capacity, so they can run on hybrid disk data store. So for customer, they no need to invest another set of the storage or another set of the hardware to build the storage, additional storage. Okay, and then in customer, they also having the flexibility to move the data or the VM from the full flash to the hybrid and hybrid back to the full flash. They have the flexibility to do this. Okay. Next, we come to the business continuity. All right, how we actually ensure the SLA for the application or the platform. So basically, we are based on these 4 perspectives to ensure the SLA for the application. Okay, the first one, we have the infra layer, the hardware. We have the VM layer, the data inside the VM, and site protection. Okay, the location protection. All right, so this is the 4 perspective. We are providing the business continuity. So on the infra layer, we can support the H8. So HA is actually one of the key components that people are looking for the HCI. All right. Because of the traditional three-tier architecture, HA is actually very hard to achieve. Not to say cannot achieve, but you need to have a lot of every layer. You need to double up the investment. Like the compute, you need to have two sets. One for standby purpose, another one is for the production. And then on the storage, you also need to invest two sets of the storage. And the switch layer, the storage layer, you also need to have two sets. So in order to achieve the HA. So for the HCI architecture, it's already come with the HA design. Okay. So like for example, this three server actually is we were forming a clustering concept. Okay, we were forming a single cluster. So inside the cluster, there is a virtual machine running on top. All right. So let's say one of the server having issue. Okay, the server is down. So all the virtual machine, like these three virtual machine, will be failed over to another virtual machine. Another physical server. So this one is the HA mechanism for the Sangfor HCI, which is one of the key points that people are looking for the HCI because of the HA. All right. Next, we also have this dynamic resource scheduling, DRS technology. So same example again, there's a three server here. Okay, so each of the server, they're actually having the application and also the VM running on top. So if let's say during the peak hour, one of the virtual machine drag a lot of the resource from the server and causing the entire server resource is very high, like the RAM is going up, the usage. So we will trying to balance up the resources, okay, move one of the virtual machine to another server, which is having the least load. So we're trying to balance the resource utilization for each of the server, so that you will see that all the average is actually quite same for the server, the usage. So this kind of the migration, they will don't have any downtime. It will not causing any business interruption to the user. Okay. So for the application side, they will only like moving the location from one server to another server only. Okay, so this is our DRS technology. So on the VM level, VM perspective, we actually having the backup solution, the built-in backup solution for the HCI. All right. So the backup that we are using, the practice we are using is 3-2-1. 3 means that for one single virtual machine, so you can back up 3 times. Okay, so you can have 3 different copy of the backup inside for the virtual machine. So the first copy you can store in your local data center, for example, the local backup. Okay, you either can backup inside our HCI or you have the external storage, so you can backup to there as well. So if let's say you are proposing the HCI to your customer, before that they are using the 3-tier architecture. So after they moving everything to our HCI, the storage we can reuse back. So we can reuse it as our backup storage so that the customer won't feel like the storage will be wasted because already invested, right? If let's say the storage is very old, then you can just like, okay, can be decomp. But if let's say the storage is quite new, so we can reuse back to act as our backup repository. So this one will be the first copy. Second copy, we have the archiving function. So let's say your customer, they have a compliance or requirement, the data need to be stored for 7 years or even longer, like 10 years or 15 years. Sangfor, we're also providing the archiving function inside our HCI. So we can archive the VM data, all right, into a storage. So this will be the second copy. Second copy, all right. So the third copy, so if let's say a customer is worried about I want to have another copy of the backup in another data center out of my local data center because there is maybe some disaster, right? And then we can push the backup from the main data center to the offsite. Okay. So either you act as either the offsite will be your DR center or the offsite will be a cloud. You just subscribe a storage, then you can back up directly. Okay, so that will be the third copy. So this is some of the high-level backup diagram can be implemented in your customer environment. So like let's say you have a primary data center or secondary data center, or let's say the customer, they don't have any secondary data center. We have our cloud in Thailand or Indonesia or even the Malaysia. So customer, they can just subscribe the resources inside our cloud so they can perform. We can provide a DR as a services for your customer so that they can replicate their data from the on-prem to the cloud. Okay. So the backup directory, this is high level backup diagram. So for the primary data center, there's a one set of the HCI. So the user, they can back up inside the HCI, or they can invest another set of the external storage to pump the backup from the HCI to the external storage. Okay, or the storage can be act as the archiving storage lah. All right, and then the third copy, they can back up to a secondary data center like this way. So come to our backup solution. So all the virtual machines sitting on top our HCI, we can perform the backup without install any agent. All right. So we doesn't care whether this virtual machine is running on Windows, Linux, or other OS. So all the virtual machines sitting on top, we can perform the backup for the customer. So the concept for the backup will be image level. First time will be full image. So after that will be incremental image. Depends on how many changes on the virtual machine. The size will be different. And then the minimum RPO we can achieve, which is 1 hour. So this 1 hour RPO is already covered under your basic license, the ASP license. So which means that when the customer purchase our HCI, they already have the backup capability. Okay. So if let's say your customer looking for lesser RPO, we have our advanced backup solution, we so-called a CDP, continuous data protection, that one can achieve second level backup. Okay, every second we help the customer to do the backup on the virtual machine. So where the backup can be stored, the first thing is the local storage, which is you can store within the HCI, the ASAN storage. Let's say customer, they're having the external storage like using the NAS or the fiber channel SAN, we also can back up to that. All right. So for our new version, which is I think will be released about June something, we're able to back up directly to the object storage, the S3 storage. So which means that if let's say your customer having any object storage inside, maybe AWS, maybe Azure, Google Cloud, or even Sangfor Cloud, we also can offer the object storage for the customer to back up the data from the on-prem to the cloud. All right. So when come to the recovery, we can support instant recovery. All right. So when the user, they want to recover the virtual machine, so we can guarantee the service and the virtual machine can be up within 3 minutes by using Sangfor instant recovery function. Okay. So this is Sangfor HCI backup and recovery solution. So in the Sangfor backup solution, we also can define multiple group. Like let's say this group of the virtual machine is a critical virtual machine. This group of the virtual machine is not critical. So they can set the backup policy like this one, I go for hourly, or the rest we can go for maybe daily or weekly backup. Okay, it's very flexible for the customer to configure their backup policy based on their business requirement lah. Next, we also built in with this Sangfor disaster recovery solution. It's quite similar like the VMware SRM, the site recovery manager. So you have the production site, there is one set of the HCI. Then you have a secondary data center with another set of the HCI, or you can just subscribe the Sangfor Cloud. So if let's say your customer, they want to looking for a OPEX DR solution, so they can consider Sangfor Cloud, right? The data center, as I mentioned just now, can be in Thailand, Indonesia, or Malaysia. Okay. So once the connectivity has been established, then we're able to replicate the data from one side, from the production side to your secondary data center. All right. So you can see this the color which is considered as a VM data. So if let's say there is any disaster or even power trip inside the data center, all right, so we're able to fill over the machine to a secondary data center. So customer, they can continue serve their business inside the secondary data center. So when the primary data center is online back, all right, so we just migrate the data changes when the virtual machine running inside the DR, there is a new data form inside the DR side. So we just migrate the data changes back to the production side. Okay, and then power on the virtual machine in here. So we are not migrating the entire virtual machine from the DR back to the production side because it will take time. So we will compare the data changes and migrate back. So if let's say you are talking about the entire data center is gone now, then it's different story. So if let's say the entire data center is gone, then we will migrate everything inside. Okay, so this is some of our function inside our DR solution. So we have the one-click failover. So this one-click failover is something like you can set the playbook. Okay, you can do some design the recovery planning. So let's say inside the HCI, we have a few virtual machine, we have the application, we have the DB. When performing the failover, I want to bring the DB up first, then followed by the application. So all this sequence, all the IP configuration can be predefined inside our playbook. So when trigger the failover, it will follow the playbook has been defined inside our HCI and perform the failover. Okay. So that customer, they no need like failover the virtual machine one by one. And then after the virtual machine has been recovered, they still need to like reconfigure back the IP. So all these things can be pre-configured inside our HCI. All right. It's quite flexible and easy for the customer. And then we also have this rehearsal function. So let's say your customer, they want to do some DR testing. So we can perform the DR drill inside our HCI. So we will show the customer how long for the virtual machine to be failed over, whether the services can be up, and then it will come out some DR drill report for the user, maybe for the audit purpose lah. Okay. So this is some of our mini function, not to say mini function, is I can say a value added function inside our HCI. So each of the data center, they will have the UPS, all right, to prevent like there's a power trip, the UPS will continue provide the electricity so that the VM the server won't goes down if let's say there is a power trip, all right. So for the HCI, we actually can integrate with the UPS, and then we monitor the battery remaining inside the UPS. So for example, let's say the battery remaining inside the UPS drop until maybe 50%. So we will have to shut down some of the virtual machine. So let's say the battery drop until 30%. All right. So we'll start to shut down all the critical virtual machine. So this is some of the integration lah. So we integrate, we monitor, and help the customer to shut down. So that customer, they no need to manually shut down when there's a power trip. Okay. Okay, so next come to our security mechanism. So inside our HCI, we're actually providing 4-layer security protection. Okay, so production edge is actually referring to the physical network inside the physical network in customer environment. So the protection is actually inside the HCI. So just now, I think in the first few slides there is a virtual topology. So the protection is actually inside the virtual topology. All right, so we cover the security for the virtual machine inside our HCI. Okay, so the first layer we are providing is application layer protection. So we can implement a virtual firewall inside our HCI. So this HCI, they can provide up to layer 7 protection. So we can provide APT, IPS, WAF, and also some of the application control for the virtual machine. All right. So if let's say there's an in and out traffic for the virtual machine to access a physical network, or someone from a physical network want to access the virtual machine, this firewall able to do some filtering and also protect the virtual machine. So this will be the first layer. So second layer is inter-subnet protection. So we allow the user to create multiple subnet inside our HCI. So for example, like they are already created DMZ zone testing and also development. So supposingly DMZ zone, they are not able to communicate and the traffic must be isolated from the production. So we can use this inter-subnet protection to isolate different subnet traffic so that this subnet won't able to access to subnet B resources or the virtual machine lah. So this is our inter-subnet protection. Next, come to our micro segmentation, right? So this micro segmentation is mainly to protect the traffic, the east-west traffic lah. Like there is a VM2 and VM3, so we're able to protect the traffic. Like let's say the VM2 is infected by ransomware. So normally the ransomware, it will spread the traffic and using those kind of uncommon port. So with this micro segmentation, we will isolate all the traffic they are coming from those kind of uncommon port. So for example, like VM2 is serving as a web server, we only allow the traffic from 443 or 80 port can be flowing to another segment or can be accessible. The rest will be dropped by our distributor switch. So this one is mainly to protect the east-west traffic, okay, within the same subnet. Then the last protection, the last layer we're having, which is endpoint security. So for Sangfor, we have our own antivirus and also the EPP solution. So we can install the agent inside the virtual machine. So the endpoint secure, they're able to perform some vulnerability scanning and also some malware and virus prevention. So this antivirus can be integrated with our HCI and come with together with our VM tools lah. So when the user they install the VM tools inside the HCI, inside the virtual machine, then the virtual machine will also install with our endpoint secure agent. So they have the security capability inside. So when the endpoint secure has been installed inside our HCI and also the virtual machine, so this is the dashboard you can be monitored for all the security status for all the virtual machine lah. All right, so this one is something like a security center inside our HCI, like this virtual machine production manage engine VM. So when we install our agent, so we're able to do some application discovery in here. All right, so you're able to know what kind of the database, what kind of the antivirus or other application has been installed inside the virtual machine. And then is there any security event, whether it's like infected by ransomware or infected by virus or malware, we were able to show in here. And then whether have any vulnerability has been found. So let's say this is a Windows server or the Windows OS. So if let's say there is some patching doesn't install inside or doesn't found inside the virtual machine, we will prompt the user. So you need to install these security patches from Windows. So our solution is integrated with the Microsoft database. So we will let you know what is a KB ID. So you can download the patches and install inside. Okay. And then we're also providing this we so-called network transaction insight. So this one is actually, I can say, is more towards some forensic tools. So for example, like same example, ransomware. Let's say there is a ransomware found in this virtual machine, right? So we will actually worry about whether this virtual machine having any communication with other virtual machine or other asset in your environment. So we will give you a visibility like this way. Like this is an infected ransomware, infected virtual machine. So we can see this virtual machine having some communication with other virtual machine through any port, what kind of the port they are communicating. So you actually can click this asset details. So it will show the source machine, the source IP to the destination VM or the destination IP with what kind of the port, so that you can know that currently I have some suspicious traffic. So it's very easy for you to know the communication between the virtual machine and other virtual machine. Okay. All right. So this is come to my end of my presentation for this section. So there is some summarize. I would like to give you guys some refresh. So for our HCI, we are actually based on 4 concepts to design our solution: is to use, high reliability, high performance, and also maximum security. So inside the ease to use, we are providing the web-based management console. Like just now you can see that there is an alarm center, resource center, and also the clustering management, business review tools, and also some reporting for different departments. So we actually able to provide this kind of the function. And then in terms on higher reliability, so our HCI come with the HA design. So user no need to worry about, let's say one server is down, it will causing the entire business going down. So all the virtual machine will be actually failover to another server lah, if let's say there is a hardware failure with this HA design. And then for the customer who are purchasing our HCI, they also can enjoy our built-in backup solution. And our built-in backup is using 3-2-1 practices, which is one virtual machine can have 3 copies of the backup. And then we also have the site protection, disaster recovery, DC and DR. When DC is going down, they can fail over to another data center. So this one is coming from the high reliability. In terms of high performance, our main storage will be designed in hybrid disk to provide a cost-effective solution for the customer. So let's say your customer looking for higher performance, like they want to have a full flash, we also can have multiple data store. Beside the hybrid disk architecture in the cluster, they also can define another data store which is running full SSD to cater those performance hunger application. All right. Lastly, which is the security protection, we providing the 4 layer, like the application layer, inter-subnet protection, micro-segmentation, and also the endpoint security. All right. And then we're also providing the network security insight, the VM security insight. So you can have one single dashboard to monitor the security status. And also there's a vulnerability. Is there any vulnerability inside the virtual machine? And we also providing some forensic tools for the user to understand the traffic between the virtual machine. Okay. Right. So far, any questions? So far, okay?
Lewis, there is a question in Q&A section.
Okay. Let's
asking about the licensing.
Okay. One moment. There is I actually have another slide explain about the license. One moment.
Okay.
Okay. Let's show. Okay. Let me share my screen again. Okay, so can you guys see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so for our licensing, basically, this one is our basic license, Sangfor Hyperconvergence basic license. So our basic license is actually the ASV, ASN, and also ANET. Okay, so this is a component which is compulsory. So the ASV will be more on the server virtualization. So with this license, customer they actually can enjoy the HA, the DRS, and also the backup solution. All is actually under this ASV category. So it's per socket basis. ASN is our storage virtualization, also based on per socket. ANET is just now you can see the what you draw is what you get virtual topology, micro segmentation, virtual distributed switch, all is covered under the network virtualization, also based on per socket basis. So all this license is perpetual license. So you no need to renew the software, but you need to we have something we so called services you might need to renew. So that one is something like when you renew the services, so you can enjoy our Sangfor 24/7 technical support and also can enjoy for the latest firmware update. So our licensing model is not like the VMware. They actually have a few model like now they are already changing. So you might have a VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation, vSphere standard or like essential. We don't have this kind of the addition. All right. So we all is actually based on module basis. Okay. And then this is a basic license. And then we also have some advanced license. Before the advanced license. So this is our security module. All right, the ASEC. This virtual IAM is something like, let's say your customer, they want to perform some QoS inside the HCI or some application control. They can add on this virtual IAM module. So they can have something like a traffic report and also perform some QoS inside the HCI. Okay. And then this is our virtual firewall module. So now they can provide like the IPS, APT, and also WAF protection. They also can do some risk assessment for the virtual machine. This one is our VAD, is our application load balancer. So let's say your user is looking for maybe some SSL offloading, or let's say they want to do some load balance in the application. They have a multiple virtual machine. They want to load the traffic within this virtual machine, this group of the virtual machine. So they can use our load balancer. This one is our SSL VPN. But for your information, this virtual SSL VPN is already combined inside our virtual firewall. So this category is no longer exist. So for now, we actually having these three ASEC module. And then the licensing for this module is per instance. Because when you create the virtual firewall, for example, it will have one virtual appliance. So you are actually licensing on the virtual appliance. Okay, and this ASEC module is subscription model. It's not the perpetual. So this need to be take note on this one. And then this is not the must license. This is add-on module and also optional. If let's say your customer need it, they just activate the license will do lah. Okay. So this is our advanced license or some add-on feature. So we have the CDP. For the basic ASP license, we already cover the backup for the customer, which is the minimum 1 hour RPO. Let's say your customer looking for a lesser RPO. They want to go for second level or maybe go for 15 minutes. So they can they can purchase our CDP license. Okay, the CDP, consists of two parts. So you have this base engine, CDP base engine is per module. So customer just need to be activate one time for this module, for this engine, so they can entitle 5 virtual machine. So for the subsequent one, so customer can just add on per virtual machine. All right. So there's a use case. For example, let's say there's a 6 virtual machine need to need to enable this CDP. So the license customer, they just need to purchase one CDP module and one CDP VM, because the CDP module already cover 5 VM plus the additional one. So total 6 VM can be enjoying this CDP function. Okay. And then we also have this ADR module, the replication. So it's actually same with the CDP. So you need to activate the base engine, and then after that, followed by the DR VM. So our DR license is actually count by per VM. So because customer virtual, all the virtual machine inside the HCI may not require DR. So customer can just based on how many VM they require DR and purchase the license will do. All right. And then this is our CMP license. If let's say your customer looking for multi-tenancy, billing, metering, so they can activate this ACMP. So the HCI platform, they can become a multi-tenancy environment. So it's something like your customer, they are hosting a cloud in their environment. So there is some of the use case I encountered before. We have a customer, is a very big group customer. So this group company, they below, they have a few subsidiary. So their requirement is like they want to centralize all the subsidiary server or the VM in one single platform, but they still want to have multi-tenancy, because each of the subsidiary, they have their own IT team to manage their virtual machine. So if let's say this kind of the requirement, so user, they can activate our multi-tenancy platform, so that each of the subsidiary, they will have the administrative right to manage only their virtual machine. Okay, so this is based on per socket lah. So all this license is perpetual. So in Sangfor licensing, our security module will be subscription. The rest will be perpetual license. Okay. So far, any question for the licensing part?
The question is the ASV, ASAN, ANET, actually, can it be purchased separately? Or it means that we have to purchasing together 3 modules as I can say fundamental one?
Okay. So it depends on because the HCI, if let's say you want to propose an entire full suite HCI solution to your customer, then these 3 license need to be purchased together. Some of the customer, they just want to use our server virtualization, they still want to maintain the 3-tier architecture, right? So they can just purchase the ASV and ANET. So they can attach the data store with external storage, so they can maintain back their 3-tier architecture.
Okay, so another question is they just would like to confirm that the license from the Sangfor is the perpetual license or the subscription license?
It's a perpetual license. So for the basic license, ASV, ASAN, ANET, all is perpetual license. So but for the ASEC module, like the virtual firewall, virtual IAM, is subscription. All right.
Okay, so base license are perpetual license.
Yes,
additional security are subscription-based license.
Yes, correct.
Okay, I think that's all the question that I saw so far. Okay, so even after this, if anyone have any question, can still ask, or if you think about any further question after the session, after this webinar, you can also feel free to contact to us. We can help to provide and confirm back to you too.
Yes.
Okay, so I think that's all from Mr. Lewis, right?
Yes.
Okay, so may I pass to Kun Nisharat?
Yes, sure.
ดีค่ะ thank you ค่ะคุณ Lewis and also thank you คุณ Wanasak from Sangfor for your great presentation today ค่ะ and for the next let's get to know my team more and more please welcome ซาวพิรุณน้องเรนค่ะ to recap Sangfor HCI one more time.
Yes. Okay. Thank you, Kun Ploy. Let me talk in local. Okay. ហ្នឹងហើយបងប្អូនគ្នាអញ្ចឹងអរគុណម្ដងទៀតចំពោះការបន្ទាប់ពីគាត់បានធ្វើការ share ខ្ញុំសូម recap ជាលក្ខខទៅអញ្ចឹងបើយើងនិយាយទៅលើ Sangfor HI solution គឺដូចដែលគាត់បាន summarize ពីដើមអញ្ចឹងគឺវា base ទៅលើ4 category ធំៗគឺទី1មានថា user ដែលគាត់ប្រើប្រាស់ទៅលើ ACI ហ្នឹងគឺវាងាយស្រួលដែលវាមាន base ទៅលើ web based management console ហើយនៅក្នុង web base ហ្នឹងគាត់អាច monitor ទៅលើ resource data resource ណាខ្លះដែលបានប្រើហើយឬក៏ថា resource តែប្រហែលដែលគាត់នៅសល់ចឹងទៅហើយចំណុចទី2គឺ based ទៅលើ high availability អញ្ចឹងនៅក្នុងហ្នឹងគឺវាមាន built in ជាមួយនឹងការ backup មកតើតើនឹងការ backup ក៏គាត់មានទៅលើការ disaster recovery ជាដើមហើយតើតើជាមួយនឹង high performance ក៏គាត់មានជាfocus ទៅលើ multiple data store ឬក៏ hybrid design ហើយលើពីហ្នឹងទៅទៀតដែលវាជា unique មួយរបស់ Sangfor solution គឺគាត់មានbuilt in ជាមួយនឹងsecurity platform មកថាជាទូទៅបើសិនយើងនិយាយពី VM ឬក៏យើងចង់ protect ទៅលើ endpoint បើយើងនិយាយពី endpoint security បើសិនយើងចង់ protect ទៅលើ VM ដែលយើងមានកំពុងតែប្រើប្រាស់ហ្នឹងគឺយើងទៅ install ឬក៏ deploy another solution ដើម្បី protect នៅក្នុង VM ហ្នឹងប៉ុន្តែដល់ឡែកជាមួយនឹង Sangfor ACI solution គឺយើងមាន built in ជាមួយនឹង security module ដែលយើងមានជាvirtual firewall ហើយក៏លើសពីនេះទៀតក៏យើងមានជា tool សម្រាប់ធ្វើការ forensic monitor ទៅលើ security inside នៅក្នុង organization របស់យើងក៏ដូចជាយើងអាច monitor ទៅលើ real time traffic តើ VM ហ្នឹងមាន traffic ក្នុងការ talk ទៅកាន់ VM ណាខ្លះចឹងទៅអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូមធ្វើការ recap ប៉ុណ្ណឹងបើសិនជាយើងមានជាចម្ងល់អីបងអាច contact មកខ្ញុំសម្រាប់ further question ឬក៏យើងមានជា request តាក់ទងជាមួយនឹង requirement ណាមួយបងអាច contact direct មកខ្ញុំក៏បានដែរអីទេអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំនឹងព្យាយាមមក fulfill រាល់ requirement របស់អញ្ចឹងបងអូខេអរគុណច្រើនអញ្ចឹងខ្ញុំសូម pass ទៅ team ខ្ញុំ employ I think I can pass the next question to you
พี่เจมส์คะ is there any promotion do you have to offer our partner today ค่ะ
Yes, Cap. So before I share the promotion, actually it's just a campaign because recently there's a change in the market, right? I think everyone who selling VMware will knows about that. After VMware was acquired by Broadcom, right? So they have changed a lot of things, including licensing, including renewal and so on, so many things, and that really affect a lot of the customer, especially in the SMB market, right? So the customer that are small to mid market really affect a lot from the price structure about the licensing they change from perpetual license to the subscription-based license. So in that chance, we also would like to push Sangfor further, but we, how can I say? I just don't want to say that Sangfor is just a substitute for VMware. No, not like that. Sangfor, they already proven themselves for years, for decades already in many countries, in Thailand, even, you know what, even in Myanmar, they already use the Sangfor product as well already. So the product itself is very good enough to compete with the VMware, even, for the new project, compared to head with more affordable price. Okay, so I would like to encourage all the partners that have chance to join this webinar together, right? So I would encourage you to explore further on the Sangfor HCI solution with us. Maybe you can also contact to us. We can help to arrange the session that you can try to hands-on. Maybe set up some demos, set up some labs together. So your team gonna see, look, and feel how the Sangfor can be really used and can be managed. It's really, it's easy to use, for real one, because they already proven in many markets, right? So I would like encourage everyone to try on this one part, but in the parallel one. So any customer that having some difficulty at this time, so I just would like to share some promotion. Rather than promotion, I may say campaign lah. Let me see why I can find the share screen. Okay. Oops. Okay, I believe this everyone saw this one, right? So actually, like I said, it's a campaign that we know that the basic license from the Sangfor themselves, they have something that equivalent to vSphere, some equivalent to how can I say, vSAN, some equivalent to NSX, right? So what we propose is right now is the fundamental one. So any customer that would like to migrate or change from the VMware to Sangfor solution, right now they have the campaign to provide two, like if the customer purchase two license, right, we will give another additional for free. So it means buy two get one free. Okay, so in case that the customer may typically using like how can I say, there's the small bundle package from the VMware, right, for the not more than three ESX server with vCenter, right? So in that sense, if there is for six CPU license of ASV that typically we need to purchase to replace VMware. So for now, you just purchase only for 4 license. We give another 2 for free. Okay, so in that sense, it's like we can use this campaign to start conversation with the customer, right? To see on that sense that okay, why don't you consider on this one, since you may have a difficulty with the VMware, maybe about the renewal price, about the price for the new project at this time, and then later on you can try to ensure the features, the function by exploring to do demo, to do the hands-on lab together with our team. And of course, not just only from the Yip Soy, we also have the Sangfor team to support on this part too, right? So, and we would love to and try to explore the market and set some footprint in Cambodia market. Like I said, this solution is not new, right? It's already decades already, and it's already proven in many countries. And especially if we have any chance, apart from the HCI, which is our main actor today, right? There's also a lot of the product and solution from Sangfor that could present us in the first section, right? About the other security. They also have the firewall. They also have the endpoint and so much more that we can explore. And apart from that, together with the Yip Soy service, we also are being the distributor for the other product, other security as well. And I'm not sure that everyone will know or not, but we also working with the Google as well, and we be able to provide the Google Cloud service in Cambodia as well. Right, so it can be that we can combine and see everything, try to make as a turnkey any part that your team may already, how can I say, sourcing the product already, building the solution, the new solution may be based on the Sangfor SCI, right? And then you build everything around as a turnkey solution, and then looking for some professional service to help close the gap on the implementation on that part. We can also delegate and extend our service from Yip Soy Thailand team to support the Cambodia market as well. Yeah, so that's how we explore and work together with the partners, and we 100% distributor model, right? So it means every project, every transaction we will do through the local partner. Okay, so what we would like to do is say we just need the, how can I say, opportunity, okay, from your side that would like to try and explore the market together. And of course, together with the vendors, we will support on the solution, on the design, on the pricing, on the implementation delivery as well. Okay, so apart from this one, we will love that. Okay, if we have more chance, we will have another webinar for the other product in many different area as well. So we try to find something that differentiate or maybe niche solution apart from the other competitor, other players in the market. For example, maybe next time we're gonna share more solutions such as a security scorecard. Okay, I believe that some partner that I met before, they may already knew some. I used to talk with some partners already, right? So this will be the approach that we would like to go and support together. Okay, so if there is any further question and any opportunity that you would like to explore or try to ask, or even the Sangfor product itself, if you're interested, you're not sure about the design, you're not sure about the sizing, you're not sure about the licensing, feel free to contact us. Okay, we will work together with the teams and provide the support to you.